Hi, and welcome to College Planning Untangled, where we simplify the college planning process for families. Bobby, how are you doing today?
Just great. Enjoying the massive heat wave here in Dallas.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
it's
Yeah, it's
just crazy.
miserable.
So good time to stay inside and get planning done for the future and right,
I know.
take care
Take a
of
break.
business.
Stay inside. I've been in the house literally since Sunday afternoon. And finally this morning I was like, you got to get up and get out, like
Right.
break the threshold. So I went out
Mhm.
and walked this morning. So
Yeah, so I think that's what we can talk about today is things students can do while we're trapped inside to avoid
yes, and we're
this crazy heat.
talking about the seniors now.
Yeah.
Here's the funny part about this, Bobby, is you're planning for college now for a year
Mhm.
and a half, 2 years, and you're like, whew, okay, I'm gonna just goof off my
Right.
summer before I go to college. Ah, joke's on you. I'm so sorry.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the summer before, once you've got your college picked out and everything, I mean, one of the things you should do is goof off a little bit, right? But there are a few other things you ought to do, right, that are going to make that first year of college a lot easier. And
Well,
so
and
that's what we're going to talk about.
some of the things that we're bringing up are actually should be fun because you're doing a little bit of exploring. What we're going to be doing is going through our college planning timeline
Yep.
that Bobby and I worked on together. And the whole purpose of this summer, guys, is to kind of get yourself set up for success when you're in college,
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely.
And the things that Bobby and I talk about are here's some of the exploration stuff that you should continue to do. We talk about the things that are smart to do that
Mhm.
are just going to set you up for success. And then, just a little bit of tactical stuff this summer that you probably want to check off your list and make sure you're good to go. So,
Absolutely.
Bobby, if you start talking, I'm going to go in and type in the
Yeah,
college
talk about that
timeline so
timeline.
you
Yeah,
can get it.
absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, so one of the things that everybody knows that you're going to do during the summer before you start college, right, is you're going to need to, go and like shop for things you're going to take, right? So you need to think about, the things you need to prepare for your first year of college. So that's kind of the tactical thing that you're going to have to do and start making lists. And this is where it's a good idea to get like a book about first year of college and planning for the first year of college, and to even just talk about what the first year of college is going to be like. Because the one thing that can surprise students so much is that college is a lot more work than high school is. And it may require for a lot of students to actually make a checklist and a schedule each week and go by it, because if not, you could find yourself being one of those students who gets behind in classes and then is suddenly in big trouble in the middle of the fall. And it happens to so many people. And
Or
as you know,
just as
so much of
bad
what, yeah,
Or
what's it
just
go?
as bad, sitting
Yeah,
in your room playing video games because
right.
you don't know what you should be out there doing.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
just easy to just bail and procrastinate for another day, right? And
yeah.
we know the statistics say that, students, lots of students don't return after first year of college. Lots of students take 5 or 6 years to complete college. And starting off on the right foot is one of the biggest parts, right?
Yes. You brought up a good point. We have a friend of ours called Dale Troy, and she helps
Mhm.
students do the figuring out what do I do with my day,
Yeah.
setting up the day timer, making sure that they've thought through some of these stressful situations and how they're going to handle those. So Dale Troy with Crush College Success, and
Mhm.
I'm going to put her in the comments as well.
Yeah.
But then there's this other part, Bobby, that we've talked about quite a bit, but I want to stress it because I want kids to really understand this. And that is to get involved the minute you step on campus, like day
Mhm.
one. Get involved in stuff, whatever your stuff is, whether that's
Mhm.
working out at the rec center, whether it's joining a club. If you're doing the fraternity sorority thing, they kind of pull you along and help you do this stuff. But it's hugely important to have that sense of community when you walk on your college campus. So, one tactical thing I would tell you to do is
Mhm.
go in and research the city that you're going to be in. Go
Yeah.
research the college, see what those clubs are so that you can jump on it right away. And guess what? Sign up for it now if you can.
Yeah.
Just be proactive. But if you have a list of all the things that you can do, here's the beauty of it. When you're walking down the hall in your new dorm and you're sitting here going, oh, I don't know anybody, you can go, hey, I was thinking about going and checking out that new museum that's down the street. Or I
Sure.
was thinking I might go check out this restaurant that they said was really good. Who wants to go? Now you've got this list to go down and go, what else can I think about doing, and inviting people and being kind of that person that's, like the coordinator.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah. And so also, we have a in-depth series of videos where we talked about the things that studies show make students really successful in college, things that you do. And one of them was getting involved in activities, another is getting to know your professors and right and joining clubs and all of those things, right? So look at our past videos and you can watch that entire series, right? Because that's one of the things. But for now, like the other things you can do during the summer, right after senior year, before you're about to go off to college, right? And one of those is, yeah, research your college, learn about all the things, learn about all the opportunities, right? Another thing is you might have already had to declare a major, right? But if not, you're going to have to declare a major soon. And a lot of students just walk in thinking, well, I'll just, I'll figure that out. Maybe I'll declare a major my sophomore year, right? And that's not going to work in today's age, right?
It makes it harder,
Yeah,
right? It can be done, but it makes it harder.
sure.
Yeah, and guys, I would tell you on this one, the more you walk in with confidence that you know why you're there,
Hmm.
the more successful you're going to be.
Yeah.
And to take the time to think about what you want to do as far as a career, and then if that major helps you do that. Here's what I see happen a lot. Kids walk on this campus, you've got a lot of changes happening.
Mhm.
You're eating different food, you're sleeping in a room with somebody you don't know, you have all this time on your hands that you don't quite know what to do with. And then on top of it, you're in the figure it out as you go plan, and you're looking around and going, wow, all of these people are running around with purpose, and I'm the only one that doesn't know what I'm doing. And it's this feeling of, oh my gosh, so it's just one more thing that is new and you don't know. If you walk in with having some thought around what you
Mhm.
want to do, you know why you're there. And when college gets tough that first year, and figuring out all this stuff, at least you can rely on, well, I know why I'm here. So I know what I'm trying to get accomplished. And it just makes you feel more confident, like you're in the right place, you're doing the right thing. So it's worth taking the time.
Absolutely right. And so, it's there aren't very many students out there who just automatically know exactly what they want to do with their life, right? And that's why students work with you. I know you've got classes going on right now, right, where you're working with groups, helping students figure out what would be the best career for them or what sorts of careers they might enjoy, right? What careers their strengths would lend to very well. And so that gives them a good idea of what college majors to try out, what things to investigate. And maybe that might be a whole area of things and you're going to investigate and then choose specifically exactly what your major is, down the road, but it's narrowing down that possible career path that you might enjoy, right? And that's something that can be done, even though people think, oh, maybe you're too young to figure it out. It's not at all, because it's not trying to figure out what you're going to do until you're 75 years old, right? It's trying to figure out what would be a good strength for you at the beginning of your career and a good career to start with and learn, right? And that's
Absolutely.
what you help students do, both in groups and one-on-one, right? So this is something that people can actually figure out, right? And it's just about getting to know yourself.
Yeah. And Bobby, I would tell you, when you're in school, my group classes are full for the summer. They're done.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I do them in the fall. I do them in January,
Mhm.
even for college students. So, if you
Oh
get in
yeah.
there and you go, dang, this lady was right, man, she doesn't, I need to
Yeah.
kind of figure this out. Or you're feeling that feeling of being overwhelmed, you can get in at different times.
Well,
So,
absolutely. And so people could be seeing this video and saying, oh my gosh, well, I've got one coming up who's a junior, but then I've got one who just finished and they just came home and gosh, we didn't do this. Right. And
yeah.
they are sitting here lost saying, I don't know what my major's going to be. I took all just basic core stuff and now I've got to pick some stuff for this fall. I've got to start choosing a major. And I took one thing and I didn't like it. So I don't like that, and I realized I'm not going to be happy with the thing I thought. Now is the time, right, to go and actually investigate your strengths and see what it is that makes your eyes light up, right? And you
Absolutely.
may discover that there's a thing that has always been a hobby or something you're interested in, but you never realized that that could be a career, right? And that's part of the thing, right?
Yeah.
But there's also a little looking back too, right? Because part of the summer after senior year, right? You've done all this work, you got these recommendation letters, all this, it worked, you got accepted to a college, you're getting ready to go. Uh, you're going to still be talking to some of these high school teachers years later. I am still friends with several of my high school teachers, more than several, right? And college professors. And go and say thank you to everybody who wrote your notes and who wrote your recommendation letters. Write thank you notes
Yeah.
to
It's
all of these
huge.
people. It's so
Yeah,
important.
it
Those people
is.
really did something that they didn't get paid for because they cared about you. Right.
Yep. And Bobby, they wanna hear how you've done. I
Yes.
still talk to yeah, some of my teachers too from grade school, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I just love hearing what
Yeah.
my students have done." So just know, yes, say the thank yous because guess what?
Mhm.
They may also be a mentor in the future for you.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Here's another one, we talked about this for this summer,
Mhm.
this might be a tad bit late, but consider taking some of those dual credit, or well, going to your community college and taking a course that
Absolutely.
will apply to your college because, hey, if you've got a little wiggle room of a few credits walking into college,
Mhm.
that's always helpful. Take advantage of that.
Absolutely, I did that. I took history in a summer community college course right before I started college, and that was just one credit less I had to take at college, and it just made each semester a little bit, lighter load, and that's really helpful. And kind of the other thing too is, it can be very stressful thinking about going to college in the fall. You've got people who just came back from their first year of college or their second year of college, and they are a great resource, right? Ask them, what did you enjoy? What did you not enjoy? What should I do? What advice did you give me? What one thing do you wish somebody had told you? Right? Those people are a resource.
Absolutely. And, here's the other opportunity you have, Bobby. Really look around
Mhm.
and enjoy your family, your friends, your
Yes,
town, all the things because you know what? Your life's about to change,
that's true.
and
Yeah,
you're not gonna go back to this place. It's just
right.
gonna be different.
Yeah.
So, just taking a minute to absorb it all, appreciate what you do have, um, connect with those people maybe that, they're going to a different college next year, and really take the time to be thankful, I guess.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that is the thing. And that circles back to the beginning, right? It's a little bit of goofing off, but it's, connect with your friends that you're not going to see for a while, right? Because the next time you do see them, they will be a different person, right? People, that's one of those things that happens in college, right? You can choose who you want to be in college, right? You don't have to be the same person you were in high school. You get to decide, am I the serious one or the fun one, or am I the person who's involved in lots of things? Am I the person who wakes up early in the morning, or am I the person who stays up late at night? Like these are all choices you can make, right? And think about, okay, I'm going to spend this time, and you may discover if you think, oh, I'll hang out with that friend, next month right before you leave for college. Well, they may suddenly get busier. They may leave. Their college might start a week or two earlier than yours. So go and take that time and appreciate your friends and family right
I love that you brought up you can decide who you want to be.
now. Hmm.
And I'm gonna give you just one example. When I went off to college, when I was growing up, everybody called me Chris.
Hmm.
And now in college, what I decided is that they were gonna call me Kristin.
Yeah. Oh
And
man, that's a big one.
it was a big one, Bobby. But it was a mind shift as well,
Hmm. Oh yeah.
right? Where I did kind of go, who do I want to be known for now? I don't want to be known as the quiet one or
Yeah.
you know, hell, the nice one or the
Yeah.
whatevers, right?
Right.
I want to be
Absolutely.
kind of known for something different. What is
Hmm.
it? And nobody knows me, so I got to do that.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the biggest things is right. Yeah. Like, I mean, I know lots of people who decide to go by a different name in college, right? And
Mhm.
that's a big part of it. And it is, I think a lot of people, you're stuck with whatever people call you because you can't really change it very easily in high school, right? And so this is your opportunity, right? And it's time to think about those things, right? Because it's not who am I, but who do I
Want to be?
want to be, right?
Yeah.
And then just, and it is amazing the dramatic changes you can make. And I think if you don't think about that, you may find yourself uh having other people telling you who you are, and that can be very dangerous. And I think I was one who fell a little victim to that, and so yeah, it's helpful to spend a little time thinking about that. And I think that is another thing that would come from working with you, right? Is uh learning about your own strengths help. I mean, it's very, I think, rare that students ever get to actually sit down and do some introspection about who they are, right? At
Yeah.
core.
Yeah. I
And that's,
agree
I
with you,
think, why
Bobby.
it's so valuable. Yeah.
Yeah. And here's what's interesting about what you just said on the strengths piece is, when you truly know those things that you do well,
Mhm.
you can kind of lean into them and go, yeah, I do that stuff well. And I feel comfortable when I'm in those situations.
Mhm.
So when you're making decisions on what types of clubs, now you can say, well, what kind of role within that club am I going to be best at? And you can raise your hand and ask for those things. So there
Oh
is
man.
really a nice confidence that comes with knowing those things that you do so well. And by the
Absolutely.
way, when I say that, you don't even realize their strengths because you do
Right.
them so well that you're like, well, everybody thinks this way. They're not special.
Exactly.
They're
Right.
not
And
special,
that's
and they
that's
are.
what it always circles back for me, is that, if I could go back and knowing my strengths now, I probably would have chosen a different career to pursue at the very beginning, right? Because I would, the careers I chose did not play to my strengths, right? And but I didn't do that because I thought, oh, that's just easy. That's not a career. That's something that's so easy for me. It's not even a challenge. And I'm like, wait, that's what you should be doing. The thing that you think is so easy that it just comes to you like a snap, right?
And I'm gonna go back to they're special. Like, the
Mm,
fact that you can do those so easily
right.
is such a gift,
Exactly.
and it's other people aren't seeing that as easy. They're going, "Dang, do you know that Bobby Hood? Look what he can do." And you're like, "What?" You
Yeah.
know?
No, that's
Yeah.
just, yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's the thing. And that's what, exploring your career and your strengths can really help. And so I think students should absolutely, families should look, even though your summer classes are full, you can always work with students one-on-one, or they can start in your classes in the fall. Obviously, for me, the students who are in college, I tutor for SAT and ACT. I also tutor for the graduate school, LSAT, GMAT, MCAT. So when you're, you know, figuring out those careers, then that's when you realize, oh, I'm going to need to get a graduate degree for that. So contact me. You can always contact either of us. There's a contact form on both of our pages. You can see them scrolling down there at the bottom. And I'm always happy to talk to people, have a free consultation to figure out what, your students ought to do as they are getting ready.
Yeah, and one last thing I'll add is Bobby and I have great resources too. If you
Yes,
don't know who to call, let us know, and we will get you to the right people if we don't do that stuff.
absolutely.
All right.